What's up, champs? So if you've seen the last video and the few before that as well, you would have seen we're on a bit of a roll with the scooter. So that's what we're on today. Obviously you knew that anyway by the flipping thumbnail. Shut up, Jazz. I've done a few little things off of camera, basically getting things ready to do a bit more welding. So I've actually just done this now. Drilled a shit ton of holes. They're actually still hot. So I've made these little plates by herb, so they are to go on the underneath of the leg shield by there. So they're going to be like that, obviously on the underneath, just to provide an extra bit of reinforcement, basically, where you got the bolts clamping through this, through them, because you know this isn't that strong. I would have much rather done them in a rectangular. In a what? In a rectangle, but I didn't have a flipping material lying around. So yeah, they had to be squares. It is what it is. You ain't gonna see them anyway, don't worry about it. I've also cut a few plates here. One there to go on that, to make that look nice and pretty on the Suzuki frame, both sides. And then I got a circle there. I can't say my shapes today, can I? Flipping heck, what's going on? Circular plates to go on there. Cut flipping circles, that's just say that, innit? Luke's coming over tonight now on his way home from work. I'm gonna get him to weld as much stuff as possible. Also gonna get him to weld the brackets that I made in the last video for the side panels, basically to stop him doing that so they stay still, and I can take the screws out and weld up the holes in there as well. I should have led with this, but obviously the main thing you can see that I've done is separated the Suzuki frame and the Vespa frame from each other, and that is to sort out this back end bit, which was bolted onto this piece that we welded in a couple of videos ago. There was a piece of metal in here. It was something to do with the rear shock mount and stuff, and basically, well, you can see it's gone now. It was the last bit of really crusty metal. You can see there that there's a flipping hole starting that we didn't want. Yeah, it's proper crusty. We don't want that on there. So now I'm gonna have to create something to go in there that's gonna be strong enough to provide a mount to go onto there. But I've run out of metal. So I'm gonna have to find some metal from somewhere now.
A few moments later.
I know somewhere, but I gotta be quick because it was just pissing down a minute ago. Don't wanna get the camera wet, or don't wanna get electrocuted either. I mean, getting electrocuted is never a good thing, is it? So, alright, here goes.
What the hell is he doing?
That'll do. So now that I've gone and raped one of my skylines for a bit of metal, that can go on there now. Well, not as it is, but I'll draw around the edge of the Vespa frame now. Cut it to shape, so then we can weld something in it. And there we go. So I've cut that out of that. I don't even know what flipping gauge it is, but it's thicker than that anyway. I think it's thicker than the brackets. Yeah, it is it's probably the next one up than the thicker steel I already had that I've run out of. I don't really understand metal gauges and stuff. But anyway, so that cut to go on there. But what I'm thinking, that ain't gonna be enough. Because it's not just, you know, making the back of that look pretty. If it was, then it would be enough. And we could have done it in thinner gauge as well. But that's a mount. So welding it straight to a thinner gauge steel, seam welding it all around, I don't think that would be the right thing to do, because one, bumps and stuff as you're riding along is going to be shocking it, and obviously you got the weight of a person on there, plus them, you know, mounting and dismounting it. I think that would eventually start to crack around that, and then it ain't do nothing, is it? It's not mount no more. With my experience of working on cars over the years, and like it applies to like these old Vespas as well, where you've got panels overlapping other panels, I think that's what we need to do with this. So if you imagine the profile top edge of all that, if it had a right angle shape to it, once that goes in there like that, the right angle bit, we can either drill holes in it and plug weld them to the underneath of that, or just seam weld onto the edge of it. So I think that would be, it would be better than just welding that in. Whether it's enough or not, I don't know. We might have to put some like brackets in there as well, like some vertical supports maybe, who knows, we'll see. I think it would make sense to bolt them in, and then we don't have to worry about clamps and stuff then. Now we're ready for some welding. Oh, Luke is ready for some welding. I'm just gonna stand around, twiddle my thumbs.
What's on the front of this? I know you've already started painting something, haven't you?
Can't see when I'm filming.
Oh, you're hot.
Side panel brackets, they're welded on, took the screws out. Holes for the screws are welded up. The reinforcement plates to hold the Vespa body onto the Suzuki frame, they're welded. And yeah, all we managed to get done then was make this thing as well. So we didn't get it fitted, but luckily enough, because Luke cocked it up, I wasn't supervising closely enough. Basically, I wanted it welded onto it that way, but he's welded it onto the top so it wraps around it. Well, when I cut this so it fitted perfectly in there. So now it's got this bit over the top, it don't fit no more. I've had a little look at the piece that I cut out of there that it was originally mounted onto, and basically from like the top that was protruding above the frame on the Suzuki to the very bottom of that piece we cut off was about 3.5 centimeters. So this thing only needs to be 3.5 centimeters from the top to the bottom. So I'm going to chop that off now, so that'll make it fit nicer in there. Luckily enough, this gives quite a lot now. There's fuck all strength left in it. Which is a good thing that we're putting that in there. Yeah, and then cut down this as well so it's not so big. I'm gonna look into making the rear mudguard, and I'm thinking of making it out of a rear mudguard. Funny enough, off like a Harley or some chopper flipping thing. So a lad I know has got one. He's only down the road. He said I can have it for 30 quid, I think. So I'm going to get that. And also while I'm at it, remember a few episodes back where we made this panel and stuff. Well, I had to cut this one back, so that should come to about there and overlap this panel, and yeah, there'd be like a seam there. So they actually make a repair panel to to put this back on again. I think they're about 60 quid or something. So I'm gonna get one of them because I need it. Right, now that I've cut that, if it's a bit more like I intended to in the first place. I think what I'll do now is drill holes through the actual Vespa body by there, and we can spot weld it, well, plug weld it to that as well as going around there. Top tip, if your hole punch don't go in far enough, grind a slot in it so you can push it in further then.
That's what she said.
There we are, got that clamped in there now, ready to weld. Right, just been on a little trip, I've come back with that. So just picked this up from a lad, his company's called Bone Shakers. He makes all customized old air-cooled Volkswagens, and he actually makes all like 70s style choppers and stuff as well. It isn't as wide as I wanted, but I didn't think I was gonna get one as wide as I wanted for the money I wanted to pay, because otherwise to get one like remotely as wide as that, I think it would have to been off something like a Harley, and they're silly money. So we got this one anyway. I don't know what it's off. So what I'm thinking is, I don't know whether it's going to cover these or not. I'm thinking not. So it'll like come to there, ish. But obviously it'll have to come over to here. So if I chop it off by there, I've got all that to play with. What I'm thinking as well though, I think I might cut this rolled over design. I'm not sure if I like that. Okay, I've just been on another trip, and I suppose the normal thing to do on YouTube videos is to like stick a camera on your dashboard and record while you're driving about and stuff, but one, I haven't got a camera mount still for my van, so I couldn't really record the trip. Plus two is absolutely pissing down. It's quieting down a little bit actually, but earlier on, flipping heck. So it wouldn't have been good footage anyway. So yeah, I haven't got any footage of that. A lot of you might not give a shit anyway. So back to the stuff you actually want to know about. What I went out to get. So I went over to Taft Speed in Newport. Probably the best place. Like I'm no scooter expert or anything, but definitely the best place in South Wales to get scooter parts, Vespa and Lambretta. Might be the best place in the UK to get them. I mean, I had a little look around their place. It was jam-packed. It was like a flipping TARDIS in there and never ended. Really good bunch of lads. And yeah, I needed a pair of these. Now, I don't know whether they're going to fit or whether I'm going to have to chop them down and stuff. I mean, they don't look like they're going to fit at the start, yeah. But yeah, there you go. They're not going to fit because my flipping bracket's stopping it. But yeah, there you go, something like that to replace the bit that I cut off in the first place when we did the video for that and made a new one of them. So yeah, this bit finishes off this. It continues down and yeah, you then have a seam there. Because my scooter is like the Frankenstein of all scooters, and I had to chop that big flipping slot out there for the Suzuki frame, then obviously these ain't gonna go on as they are. I mean, they're not gonna go on as they are even if I haven't done that, because they're designed to be trimmed. Plus I don't even know if they're for this model, but the shape is there, that what I need. So to start off with, I need to cut along that line, because I can't even line it up at the moment because of my brackets. So obviously we don't need this bit, this 90-degree return, because of the slot that's there. So if we work from this side first, and it's good anyway because that one is designed to overlap this one. We'll get this one fitting as good as we can first, and then we'll work our way over that way. So yeah, I'm going to cut this off, see what we're working with then, see how close we can get it. It's painful that I just paid £65 for a panel and a third of it is already going in the fucking bin. Right, so now that I cut that, I can kind of like work out what I got to play with now. So it's got to go something like that. I guess it's left to my interpretation how far I continue it onwards, forwards like, and it's going to require some beating there, isn't it? Yeah, I'm going to have a little sit down, well, stand up and think sesh on this now. Right, I got them sort of on. I drilled some holes. I've actually cut more metal off as well. And I've screwed them on, but I don't think they're for this model scooter. So, like I knew there was going to be some fettling, but if we look at the overlap, it's a bit of a moon shape because it ain't fitting right, and that's as good as I can get it. So I know this is a bit of a flipping Frankenstein scooter, we'll just say that, but I'm not really happy with that. It ain't gonna look very good. So what I'm thinking is cut off that bit that overlaps, and then I'll just weld these on, but I'll cut that off there and then make a new one so that it's dead straight with that existing one, because I don't want that flipping. It's like a moon. I think I'm winning. Now if I show you this, you might think, fuck me, if that's winning. I hate to see what losing is, but there we are. I've been rushing now because Luke is on his way, so I wanted to get it there or thereabouts so he doesn't have as much to do. So here's what I've done. Now, previous videos ago, we had to cut off where this one would have continued down, and would have formed another L shape like this bit, because there would have been like 3 skins on the earth. I've cut that off because it was rusty. So I've made a bit out of what I cut off of these bits, the new bit. So at least I got to use some of it, some more of it. Spot weld like it's meant to by there. Obviously we haven't got a spot welder, so it's going to be plug welded. Calm your tits. And then where it's been cut there, obviously it'll be a seam weld there. On this side we ain't got one of them, so don't worry about it because there's this big gap here. So I've cut the holes ready to plug weld it all the way around. Now as you can see there, it's overlapping this panel. That's how it's meant to be, but it's also overlapping this panel, which is not meant to be. It's meant to be part of that panel. But the likelihood of me cutting that perfectly and it lining up with it ain't happening. So I'd rather just flipping seam weld it along there and then grind it so that it flushes into it. A little bit of body filler and it'll be hunky-dory. And another reason why I chose to do that is because all that's left of this Vespa now, of joining this part, so we're up inside it by here, this part and this part, so that's this part and this part, is basically that side there. There's nothing holding this side on. I didn't even realise that before I cut this slot out. It was okay, but now I've cut that, it's made it weaker along there, and I don't know what was holding it together because it wasn't moving about until it did. And then this whole flipping thing went on the wonk. So I've got a screw in there now holding the two together, just so while we weld this it doesn't move. Obviously once that is welded to both of them, we can take the screw out. And then same again this side, although this side is a little bit bigger because we haven't got a big flipping slot cut out of it. So yeah, we're gonna have an overlap by there as well. It'll look alright, I reckon. I've put some zinc primer underneath those new bits as well, so they're all protected. There's probably about 30 quid's worth of that flipping panel on the floor there. I haven't measured the length of it yet.
That's what she said. Or he said.
Lies. Measured the length of the mudguard yet. I've just eyeballed it somewhere close. Cut the lip off because I didn't want that, and now I've cut it in half because obviously it ain't wide enough, so we're gonna have to put a piece in the middle so it'll be something like that. So making just a curved piece to go, Luke's here, to go in the middle is easy enough.
All you gotta do is just tap it in. Just tap it in. Hey, just tap it in.
That bit is now welded in there. Spot welds, well, plug welds rather. I gotta tap that down a bit so it matches that one.
Just tap it in. Just tap it in. Give it a little tappy.
I'll grind that so that it is flushed in with that, and then it's plug welded around as well. That side obviously is a bit shorter because of the big slot that's cut out of it. And then at the back, this is where our mount is now, so he's filled all that in so I can grind it so it's a nice curve, and plus it's plug welded in certain spots as well. Okay, I've ground all the welds down. I think it's about time to get it back onto the Suzuki frame again. Drill those two mounting holes into that new fresh metal, and fingers crossed I've done it right, so that, yeah, if I've made it too big or too long or whatever, then all these flipping holes by here are now going to be out. So hopefully it's right. Yeah, gotta get it back onto the Suzuki frame now, And one of the main reasons for that, as well as what I just said, is to make this panel here now, because doing it on a trestle and doing it when it's connected to the rest of the bike is two different things, because this bit goes all over the place. Right, here, flip it through. Come on, baby. See, just from welding this panel on, this kick panel is flipping curled up with the heat, or it might have even been those plates on the bottom as well. Why couldn't I get any of the bolts in the hole? I literally just said it and it didn't twig in my head, but yeah, there's a good reason why the bolts ain't going through. I just welded plates onto the back, innit? And if they're not quite centered, the two holes, then the bolts ain't gonna go through properly, is it? So yeah, I need to send a drill through. Okay, shit has hit the fan. Well, it's not too bad. Yeah, none of the holes line up now. I got the 4 in this side, and I got 2 in that side, comfortably. But then this back end was off center then, and at an angle. So I don't think it's actually that has done it. I think it's welding the plates underneath these holes and welding this panel on here and this panel on here has maybe changed things. I've got a cable tied on at the moment. I'm going to line it up because I've still got my markings there to center it and stuff. So I'm going to launch the drill through there now and mount the back end on first, then see where these are looking at.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
It's all back on now. It didn't actually take much persuasion. It was just a bit of wiggling about. I think in the end I had to send a drill down one of them just to. So like I said, the reason why I needed to get them back joined up again is to sort this flipping secondary tunnel kind of thing out. So what I've done at the moment, realise I've cut out too much of this flipping leg shield yet again, because it's right on the edge by there, and yeah. But I think the side panel will cover that, so we won't worry. So I've punched holes in it where like plug welds are going to be, and I've just got it screwed on in 2 places at the moment. So now I'm going to beat the shit out of it so it kind of like settles into place, because at the moment there's a bit of a gap underneath. There's a gap behind it there, so we need to beat it into shape so it follows the contours of what we got on there. Once I'm happy with that, I might try my best to smooth that off. I mean, all I'm working with is a piece of steel, a flipping sandbag, a couple of them things, and some hammers. So it's not bad for, you know, for that kind of tooling. I haven't got a what are they flipping called? Power hammer thing. I haven't got one of them. So it'll just be my hammers.
And my mitts.
Yeah, that's all ready for Luke to weld now. We got a zinc primed behind it. So one more thing ready. And now I'm on to the next bit. So the next one is the, I don't know whether you call that a glove box, but storage compartment. We don't want it no more. I've cut the lip off that goes all the way around it. I have kept remains of the corners there, just so that the lid has something to fit into and not fall through it while he's welding. Just makes it a bit easier. Now, you might say, well, Jazz, why don't you just make it out of a new piece of steel? Well, this bit is curved in two different directions. On this side it's curved like that, and then on top it's curved like that, and then obviously it goes that way. So it's actually three directions, isn't it? Yeah, I got no hope in hell of being able to fabricate that with the tools that I got, because you would need a shrinker, stretcher and everything. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to use that, because it is a bit crusty as well. Hope there's enough meat left on it. So yeah, that'll get welded in like that, and then I just need to make a piece to go in there as well. Right, I've done a bit more in preparation for... How many times has Luke been here in this video now? I lost count, but it needs to be one more, at least. I'm hoping it's only one more. Like I said, this panel that I bought didn't fit right, so I chopped it up. But now I've made this piece. Just when you don't want the compressor to kick in. Right, where was I? So I've made this bit to close the gap up, basically. It ain't quite as long that way, because if I did, it was sticking up too proud there, because obviously this panel overlaps that panel, so you got a high spot there. So I've cut it shorter than that so it doesn't stick out too proud. And then we got a hole down the bottom for a spot weld, plug weld, and then yeah, you can seam weld that into there and seam weld it at the top in like a U shape there, so that all like flipping blends in or whatever. Where I made a relief cut there, I'm just gonna plate over it, because I don't know whether I'd be able to get this on camera. You can see it goes in and out there, so that'll close the gap up there. This one will go there like that, and then we'll worry about that bit and that bit afterwards. Obviously it'll need filler, we know that. And then for the big hole thing there, I've matte blacked it. Well, not matte black, zinc primed it. You can see on there where I've dremeled all the rust out of it. I wanted to try and save it, so I've done that. Luke may shout at me saying it's too small for the hole, but we'll see what he says. We ain't gonna be able to get the rear mudguard finished in this video, but we can make a start on it. So I'm gonna make the piece to go in between them, and then you can tack it to make a whole one, because I gotta figure out mounts for it. I gotta figure out how long I want it and angle, and yeah, once he's tacked it, then I can consult you guys and we can get a vote on, you know, how it's gonna look. But yeah, for the moment I'm gonna cut this, so it's about 33 centimeters long at the moment. It won't be that long, and 15 something wide. So yeah, I cut that out, and that's another thing ready for him to weld. Such a cool noise, ruined by a certain person of our childhood, or I won't mention. There we are, bit of shaping around the knee, and we got a fat mudguard now. Well, nearly anyway. Okay, Luke's just been for the final time. I didn't get any footage of that one because, well, one, the gas ran out and I had to shoot off and get another bottle, and well, I was busy with customer work actually. So let's go through what he's done. First one, we got the tunnel, the secondary tunnel patch thing that I made. That's all plug welded on now, so now it's flipping solid again. He's seam welded that up. He did have a bit of trouble getting that welded in, but he managed to do it, so happy days. Amazingly, it hasn't really distorted it, the amount of heat he put into it. There's one little bit by there that's dipped, but I can tap that back up, that's no problem. And then, yeah, this part by here is welded on. I just overlapped it, and yeah, he even filled in the holes there as well. So that's actually a bit flatter now than what it was, because obviously I cut that so to bend this side out. And then the last one, here's our basis for a rear mudguard now. So we've only tapped that for now because I haven't got a clue really yet what I want it like. I'm gonna have to like sit it in place and take photos of it and have a look at it on my iPad and figure out what I want. See what you think now. So the first one, kinda like that on the length, but it'll be down more, but I'd have to cut it off by there so it sits down flush with that, like that, if you get what I mean. So like that. Another idea is it'll be kind of like that. So then it provides like a, you know, like the back resty bit for the seat. And then another one is maybe totally angle it differently. And then you can change the length of it as well. Yeah, might be kicking up like that. Another one is to totally go and chuck it and not have anything like that curved, and maybe just have a straight one. Just continue that along like that, and then maybe just, yeah, down. God knows. If you got any thoughts on that, yeah, I really like that one that you just said, or no, all of them look shit, pop it in the comments, as per. So yeah, I think that's all it is for this video now, because I mean, it's getting, I dread to think how long this video is going to be when I start editing it. Yeah, thank you very much to Luke there. I wouldn't be able to get any of this done without him. Thank you very much to you guys for actually bothering to watch. I've been a bit shit lately on the social media. I do need to like upload progress pictures and behind the scenes things maybe on the Instagram and Facebook, but I haven't because I'm a tool. Maybe soon I will do that. So I'll put links for the Instagram and Facebook in the description if you want to have a look at that and have a follow of those pages. You're more than welcome to. If you're loving the scooter build so far and you're not a subscriber, click on the subscribe button so you keep up to date with it. On that note, catch you in the next one.